I think this event specifically has been pretty awesome because I'm seeing a lot of players that they have not played in a while, and I'm also seeing a couple of players who are new. Like this is the first time they played.
Yeah.
I was talking earlier on with a player called Kurome.
Ah, okay.
And she told me this is her first tournament in here. Like someone in her clan posted an image of the event, and she said, "Okay, I'm gonna play," and played. Lost in the first round, but she had fun apparently.
Oh, that's cool.
Speaking of cool, here in the first map of today's semifinals, we have the TerraN player playing for Peru, playing for Revir Esports, Tavo.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Death Aura LE, we have the Brazilian TerraN. He is blue. It is TerraN.
What the original name?
As you can imagine, he's very creative. Ay. At least the Zerg Lord added something else to it, you know? Like, come on.
Who knows? Maybe you know, it's like when you're trying to get so creative that you just came back to the beginning. You know, is the circle whole again?
Yep. It's too much. We can't understand his creativity. It went full circle. Oh boy. But we're here. I feel like this is probably, I mean, I'm sure you're just having a blast right now. Like all the TerraN players, they've been doing well today.
I know, right? 3 out of 4 in this finals are TerraN players. And the Zerg is going to win, I'm pretty sure.
We don't know that.
Such is my luck.
We don't know that. But you're right. Like, you know, TerraN OP confirmed. The only people that knocked out TerraN players have been other TerraN players.
No. It's not that. Remember, when a Zerg or a Protoss player wins because the race is OP. When a TerraN player wins because the player is OP.
Sure. Oh god. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Eric is a very good player, and kind of like TerraN, Eric was inactive for a while, but Eric has been grinding a lot and has been having a lot of impressive results. I don't know if you saw, but did you see the results for ESL Americas last week?
Yes, he second place, right? He only lost to a special in the finals.
Yeah.
He beat a Korean in the process, right?
Yeah, I believe it was either Armani or Ragnarok. He beat one of them, I believe. But yeah, like he had an insane run. Took out Trigger as well, who's another up and coming NA Protoss, and yeah, making it to the finals is absolutely insane. So yeah, I do kind of look at Eric right now in this top 4, and like Eric is like the scary player right now. I know he's been laddering a lot on the European ladder.
Scary. 2 Reapers, and there's no defense here for Tavo.
Yeah. I mean, Tavo, he went across the map with his own Reapers, so he only has 1 Reaper at home to defend, and he's going to lose the Reaper. Oh my god, things are starting to snowball.
4 SCVs down currently, but it's okay. The head in the start, the SCV is out, so the Reaper is now out of the base. And meanwhile, Tavo just delay a little bit the natural, but because TerraN was precise with the timing, he had his cyclone ready, and not much happens over there. So good for TerraN.
Oh yeah. Again, like TerraN really solid here, like dealing all that damage across the map and defending with only a single cyclone. Like that's insane. Oh boy.
Yes, more damage, investing less resources. Yes, and now Tavo with his 2 Reapers and his 4 Hellions, I'm pretty sure he has no idea what to do with them now.
Yeah, like he has to do something with them, right? And there's already a tank at home. Like, what's he gonna do? Oh god.
See, nothing. There's 200 resources, like, no, 300 resources out of the way, doing nothing in this game.
Yep, he has to just come back home, as you said, wasted resources. And I'm again, we were talking a lot about the players in general, but you know, earlier on when we had Neo's the kind of player that plays mech in TvT. I haven't seen much of TerraN, so I'm really curious to see, is he also going to play mech? Is he going to switch into bio, kind of like Tavo? Like, what is his style going to be?
I personally expect TerraN to go bio, but with a heavy tank style. Especially in this matchup, and especially versus Tavo. I think that's going to be his. TerraN is not a particularly aggressive player. He's pretty like standard macro oriented. That's his forte. So yeah, bio tank is what I expect.
Yeah.
Heavy emphasis on tanks.
I would assume the same. Tavo had a very interesting composition last game. I don't know if you saw, where I also expected bio tank from him, but he went just bio. Like it was, he had like 2 or 3 tanks max, and he was just pumping out nothing but marauders and marines, which, to be fair, made some sense against mech, which was Neo, but like he does have to, I think, change his composition up here against TerraN.
Correct. The thing to play versus TerraN is he has to keep his tank count low. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how much bio you're going to have, and a precise number of tanks is going to destroy it.
Exactly. And we do see TerraN is starting to move out. We do see TerraN also throwing down 2 additional Raxes at home, so he is going for that bio style, but first he is pushing out with this force, with these tanks, with 2 Ravens.
Yes, super important. He's going to deny the enemy tanks, and he's going to push freely into the tier base.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Meanwhile, Tavo, he has his own Ravens, so he can counter with his own interference matrix. They both have a Viking as well with their main army, so they have to be careful with how they maneuver, but ooh, interesting positioning here by TerraN. Oh my god, he wants to get up the ramp.
Will he? We'll see.
Yeah, and Tavo is completely out of position. He's like ready to defend at his 3rd base, but ooh, okay, he doesn't opt to go up.
Okay. He's taking a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Conservative approach, which I like.
Yeah, just slowly chipping away at the gases here, and again, like, because he's being slow with this, it does give time for Tavo to respond and position his own army. Oh. Nice anti-armor missile on all of the anti-air, and yo, Tavo is just going in.
Good interference matrix for Tavo, disrupting the 2 tanks that were covering most of the arm here, and everything goes down. Good job for Tavo.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was able to go in, matrix those tanks, and he was able to just clean everything up. Again, a very costly attack there from TerraN. And I just loved how Tavo, he didn't just go in with his interference matrix, but he was also able to utilize some of that anti-armor as well. TerraN just not really expecting that.
Yes. Now, but both players at the end of the day ended up pretty much equal. They both had 3 bases and pretty much the same number of workers. The big difference is that Tavo now has the 6 versus TerraN. If he managed to keep that for the rest of the game, it's going to be a huge bonus for him. See, now he's pushing. He has the more number of tanks right now.
Yeah. And now we're getting into like oh, it looks like he's going for a drop, but so is TerraN. Oh.
Okay, he comes back. A Marine saw him.
Okay, so we do see he is coming back. He doesn't commit to anything. It looks like there was a Viking that was dropped into the natural, but it was dealt with, and TerraN, he's looking to get into the natural, the 3rd base, and there's nothing here to really defend. Oh.
Three SCVs, 4 SCVs. Okay, only 4 SCVs. Okay. It could have been worse.
Yeah, it definitely could have been worse. So TerraN, he was able to deal a little bit of damage. What's important is that he kind of forces Tavo to stay here at home. Like, Tavo, he wanted to press his advantage with his higher tank count earlier, but he's just stuck defending now.
I want to point out one thing that I really like the way TerraN is playing this game is if you look at the map, he has like a marine here and a marine there to any possible army movements. That is exactly why Tavo didn't push earlier, because one of the marines saw him.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's very...
You just put the little marine over there.
Yeah, like Sham does the exact same thing with his lings. It's something that I appreciate so much, and oh my god, there's just so many marines here for TerraN.
Yeah, and the tanks also arrive.
Oh my god, that they do. It looks like Tavo, he's forced to pull the boys. He's trying to just barely hold on, and it looks like he will, but he lost a lot of workers to do so.
Yes. Now this is a great position that TerraN managed to get a advantage of. He saw the numbers, he saw his numbers, and he knew how he could push it, and he did. He destroyed 16 SCVs, I think it was, plus a bunch of marines for basically free, because the tanks were in a very good position as well.
Yeah, and this is the difference between Tavo and even Neo. I don't know if you saw, but in Neo versus Tavo, Neo, just like TerraN, had like a bunch of marines spread all over the place, and that was something that Tavo was lacking. And because of that, Tavo, he can't catch things like this massive doom drop.
Oh man. All right. Doom drop versus doom drop. Yeah. The difference is that one of these doom drops has been spotted, the other one hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tavo, he just can't commit to his drop because he keeps getting spotted. Meanwhile, TerraN does dive into the main.
Yes. The turrets managed to destroy one of the medivacs, but three managed to land safely. With several tanks and a lot of marines, and they're just working havoc inside Tavo's base.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Tavo can like clean this up. He only has a single tank left. Like, all his marines died. Oh no.
GG. Good game. Well played, TerraN. That was a really good game for him.
Oh yeah, that was clean. I mean, Tavo was able to defend early on, but as we saw, like, because of TerraN's vision all over the place, Tavo could never really counterattack.
Who knew that the guy named TerraN could play TerraN really well?
Exactly. Oh, God.
Okay, we have map number 2 in Light Shade. What do you think, Light?
Oh boy. So the rush distance by ground is a lot smaller on this map. Maybe Tavo feels a little more comfortable on this map, just because he can maybe counterattack a little bit faster. Even if he gets spotted, he can still kind of ignore that and just keep going. So maybe this will work out a little bit better. But yeah, we just basically that game, we just saw how important scouting is, especially in this mirror matchup. Correct.
So map 2 is going to start soon. Cosmos has asked for a little break as well. It's too much excitement for one day for him, I think.
I mean, Cosmos must be like just like smiling so hard right now. Like, the possibility of an all Brazilian finals is there.
It has happened before, and there's a good chance it will happen again.
Yeah. Doesn't happen too often, but again, because of the way the bracket turned out, because of how good TerraN is at the moment, like he could pull it off. And I think what's exciting about this especially is I was sleeping on TerraN for a long time, but if he's coming back really strong, like that will really affect the top 8 seeding for DreamHack.
Oh, maybe because the qualifiers are going to be even more brutal this time.
Yeah.
That there's only 4 slots.
What? Only 4?
Yes, because there's going to be because there's going to be 4 invited players, so the qualifiers are going to be only 4 slots.
Oh. So we know who 3 of the invited players are. Do we know who the 4th is?
I'm not sure. I think because one. Wait, let me see. Let me 1 sec. Okay, one of the things is that I don't know if you remember a rule that I think ESL is going to put this year in EPT. It was about your residency. Okay, you remember the whole drama with the
True.
guys?
Yeah.
So one of the questions that is still in the air is Kelasur. Because Kelasur, he's Brazilian, but he's living in Europe. Okay, and has been living there for like, what is it, like 6 months now, something like that.
Yeah.
So we're not sure if he's eligible to play Latin America this year. If he does, deciding who's next is coming interesting, because I think it was Kelasur Cham special, and I don't remember if it was Jim Rising or Eric.
Yeah, I imagine it's based off of points, right? I know that both Jim and Eric each had like their season where they both did well, so I don't know which one of the two, but yeah, what I will say is that when it comes to that residency stuff, Apollo did tweet recently, and they are not making changes for that. I know there were some Oceanic players who were upset about that, but it looks like because again, they mainly wanted to change the Oceanic region. If they did changes there, it would affect someone like Kelazur. So in the end, I believe Apollo and ESL have decided not to make changes like that. So I think Kelazur will be able to play in Latin American DreamHack.
Wise decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Speaking of wise decisions, here we have the purple player playing for Rebirth Esports, who make a very not a wise decision to quit early the previous game. We have Tavo. He's saving us from the 30 minutes TvT.
Oh god, and spawning in the top left of Lightshade LE, we have one of Cosmos's boys. He is teamless, representing himself and the land of Brazil. It is TerraN. Oof.
I'm a little disappointed. Chat, hear this out. When you're in this side of the casting table, you don't hear the trumpets.
Yeah.
So in reality, chat, you're the ones who enjoying this more than me.
Yes, that's the worst thing about this is whenever Kuro does production and I jump in for like SDO or MSO or something, it feels like something's missing. Right, even I can't even listen to, or I can't even watch GSL. Like when I watch GSL and they introduce a player and they zoom in, I'm like, yo, where are the trumpets? Like it's not right. it's missing something. The trumpets are amazing though. They're the best.
They are. Speaking of the best, TerraN did a quick scout with his SCV and just returned and put his own Reaper waiting for Tavo's Reaper, but Tavo's Reaper just went around.
Ooh, yeah, and maybe Tavo was a little bit concerned because it wasn't a Reaper there, so unfortunately he didn't commit to killing the building SCV, but he was able to escape with his life and come back home.
If you were Tavo, would you have kept that Reaper to destroy that SCV?
Yes. right like as a player, it doesn't matter what race you are, it's so annoying whenever your natural gets delayed like that, right? Like you want to do that to your opponent.
Yes, especially for Terrans.
Exactly.
Yes, so far both players playing very conservatively, not attacking, not even scouting much really. They're just building their initial defenses with the Reapers and the Hellions and the Cyclones.
Yeah, and honestly, like, this is how TerraN played out the first game. I like that Tavo isn't investing as much in his aggression as he did in game number 1, because we saw like he didn't really get much because of it. Instead, now he's pushing out with 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. We'll see if he can get on top of that Cyclone.
Okay, it's not a bad trade, but that Cyclone definitely is the key star in this defense.
Yeah. As we look at the units lost, they lost exactly the same amount of resources, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, as we saw, like, that's why TerraN did go for this Cyclone. You're able to defend quite easily and hold on. Boy. And yeah, I guess we're gonna see more of the same. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't see one of these players, specifically Tavo, like try and risk something and go for like a proxy this game.
Correct. He's doing exactly the same thing as last game. He's doing exactly the same timings, and because of that, TerraN just did the same and defend perfectly. Like he has not lost a single SCV this game, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. He hasn't lost anything whatsoever. So maybe Tavo thought, you know what, I can execute this, but I made a couple of mistakes. I can do this better, and I believe that I can get some damage done. We do see this time, unlike game number 1, Tavo is going for a bit of an earlier timing. He's going across the map with a single tank and a single Raven. There's not a lot here, but if he's able to control well, maybe he can snowball. Like, if he matrixes the tank of TerraN, maybe he can clean up and get some SCVs.
I don't like it. I don't like the push with a single tank. It has too many of the value in just the tank. If the tank goes out, your push is useless.
Yeah. It's like this push is on the knife's edge, you know? It's like very risky. Because if things go wrong, and if he loses this tank, like TerraN can just counterattack, and TerraN's already pushing out.
3 tanks won, but the Tavo's tank was sheets. He get some nice shots. Okay, just a little scare for both players.
All right,
Not much going on.
Yeah, and I like this. Tavo doesn't overstay his welcome. He needs to go. he needs to back off, because if he's stuck around, then as we were saying, you know, he's at risk of losing his tanks. So he takes a bit of a trade. More importantly, what this did is that because he killed all the Marines, TerraN can't push out, and he's stuck at home. And now Tavo can kind of do what he wants at home.
Correct. Oh, I like it. A couple of Ravens going around Tavo's base. They're probably going to put some turrets there to harass the SCVs. There you go. 1 turret down. 2 turrets.
Oh my god. And with those 2 turrets, like, there's no mining whatsoever in the main base. He delays some of the production, but it looks like he's going to lose both Ravens.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, only one Raven. It's still not good losing them. They're pretty expensive. But I think the idea was good and the execution was okay as well.
Oh yeah.
The only issue was that Tavo had his Vikings pretty close nearby. If they were just a little more far away, they probably wouldn't be able to spot them.
Yeah. So that was very good positioning, or pre-positioning by Tavo, able to catch some of those Ravens. Meanwhile, the main army of TerraN is pushing on in, but he already gets matrixed. And
I love the on siege from TerraN to run away and try to save their tanks as much as possible, but unfortunately it is in vain. He loses all the tanks. He's going to lose all the Vikings as well.
yeah, honestly, I think this was too ambitious, or maybe too overconfident by TerraN, because he pushed out because he wanted to hit a timing like he always does. But if you saw, he barely had any Marines with his army, right? So he didn't really have much to protect his tanks, and he got punished for it.
he panicked a little the moment he saw the Ravens, I think.
Yeah.
Now, Tavo now knows that he's near ahead and he's going to try his push now.
Yeah, that he will. He has to be careful. Ooh, almost loses the Raven immediately to the Vikings of TerraN. TerraN, he spots the army, and yeah, once again, Tavo, he doesn't want to risk anything. He doesn't want to try and force himself up the ramp. He backs off.
I really love these kinds of games when both players are doing basically the same thing, because it is in the little difference that you see each player's skill level and personality.
Yeah. Like, I would almost say that maybe Tavo, if I was Tavo, and if I had perfect information like I do, I would have kept pushing up the ramp. Like, at the time, there were only 2 tanks for TerraN, and if you get up the ramp like that, maybe you can make something happen. To be fair, the Viking counts are very similar, and if you lose the fight in the air, then you just lose the fight in TvT, right? So,
Yes.
very risky. But because of TerraN's defense, like, he's getting away with his space. Like, he's already taking his 4th on location.
True.
Oh boy. And when you're talking about like the differences and like some of the personalities of these 2 players, we see that like once again TerraN has that beautiful spread of Marines, and Tavo he's like relying a lot more on sensor towers for that sort of thing.
Yes. I love it. The question is how much is going to impact this game, because last game those Marines across the map were the difference basically between all the aggression that was successful versus the aggression that Tavo did that did nothing.
Yeah. And because of that, maybe after game number 1, and because Tavo is aware of the spread of Marines, maybe he just won't go for any of those kinds of drops. Maybe instead, what it looks like what he's doing is just focusing on his main army so he can max out and then just push out when he has everything, to the point where it doesn't matter if he gets scouted.
Correct. Okay, TerraN going for the double pred attack. He's going for the drop on the right side of the map. Meanwhile, the rest of his army is going to attack the new fort in the left side, I think.
Oh, yeah, and Tavo, thankfully, he didn't move everything to defend against the drop, so he is here to meet the army.
Alright. The drop did okay. Destroyed 8 SCVs. He managed to divert the attention a little bit, but not enough. That's the important thing. He did not divert all the attention of Tavo. His fort was still well defended, so TerraN could push through really.
Oh yeah, not gonna lie, I was a little bit scared. I was scared that Tavo was gonna send everything to defend against the drops. Thankfully, he's better than that, and thankfully he did leave some army to defend.
Of course he's better, lad. He's a TerraN player.
Shaking my head. The bias in this cast. Oh god.
Let's see if you don't have this same bias the next game when you see us.
It could only be worse if Sinner was here playing as a Mexican TerraN. Let's see.
Not only a Mexican TerraN, he's a Mexican TerraN from my city.
Oh my god. But
might as well be me.
Might as well. So far, I love the whole positioning by Tavo. Yes, the problem is that he hasn't sieged up quite yet. He has to be on point, make sure he's ready and able to do so. But instead, oh, okay, he just backs off.
Yeah, he saw he couldn't move anymore without heavy casualties, so he just decided to come back. Wait, what's this? What's this? TerraN is researching the energy for the Ravens.
Yeah. Core vid reactor. There we go.
Are we going to see much Ravens this game, Light?
In very late game TvT, that is what we see. Mass Raven. Let's have a look at the production. Yep, we have 2 starports with tech labs. We have 2 more starports on the way. So yes, TerraN is looking to go into Mass Ravens.
Yes. The only problem is that he's maxed out.
Yes.
To engage in some combat. You know, get a little bit, get some of the units that you don't need anymore, and start building those Ravens that you're starting to invest in.
Oh boy, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's sending a small force here to the south. Again, he's gonna commit with this. He wants to clear up supply. If he is able to trade, then even better. Oh, the tanks.
Tanks on siege. He had good positioning, but the problem was that the anti-armor missile,
oh my god,
just destroyed all his defenses basically.
Yeah, and you you thought that Tavo caught the army, but really TerraN just came from behind and just sandwiched the army of Tavo. Oh my god.
I know, right? There's always a bigger fish, like there's always a bigger fish. And GG. That's GG. Tavo lost his entire army. He couldn't remake it in time. TerraN just will have destroyed his base in the meantime. So he GG's.
And we didn't even get to see the Mass Raven. He was getting ready to take up. He's like, all right, I'm ready to throw away this army. Oh, here's the army of Tavo. I'll just take that. I'll just eat it up. And as you said, he was the bigger fish. And Tavo, sorry, TerraN, he 2-0s his opponent and goes to the finals.
Congrats. So we have the first Brazilian in the finals. Now let's see if we have our second Brazilians in the finals, or if it's going to be a Brazil versus Peru.
Personally, I hope to see some Brazil versus Peru action, but we'll see, because we are getting ready to get into Eric versus Chaos Fate, and I don't know what the state of Chaos Fate is right now. Not in terms of play style, but is he sober? Oh god.
Right, quick question. Being sober, does it make you better or worse?
We've seen when it comes to Chaos Fate, it makes him worse. It makes it it has been proven. El Borracho himself, Chaos Fate, he woke up, he's here for the tournament. Has he been drinking? Or has he set aside the bottle? And is he taking this seriously? That's the question.